You and I were just talking in the break. There's people saying, I'm leaving town for the weekend.
You know, it is an issue. I would say a serious issue that if this really comes to fruition, Leland, it would be horrible for the city. I mean, you hear the remaining percentage of the population that for whatever reason doesn't want to be vaxxed. They're leaving their jobs. They're even leaving cities in that case because they don't agree with it. And you can be critical of that. But police, you can't say that it's okay for 50% of the police force to not show up.
Yeah.
I don't think Chicago is alone in that would not be a safe situation. Calls would go unanswered.
Chicago isn't safe to begin with in certain parts of the city. We want to be specific here. It's not that 50% of the police force is necessarily unvaccinated. It's that they're encouraging 50% of the police force not to answer the question, are you vaccinated or aren't you? Sort of to defy the mayor and say it's our right to privacy, setting up the vaccine mandate debate. It brings up an important question, though. The mayor of a city's number one job is to keep, in this case, her citizens safe. Are we in Chicago safer with a fully staffed, half unvaccinated police force or a half staffed vaccinated police force?
Look, that is a terrible situation to be in. I think we all can agree. I mean, I think there needs to be some agreement on this issue. But yes, if you had to look at the crime numbers versus the COVID numbers in Chicago right now, I think most people in the city would say crime is a larger concern. Our COVID numbers right now are relatively
on the other hand, if you call 911 and they said, oh, by the way, we only have an unvaccinated officer who could come, no problem, send them.
Probably we could. Yeah. But listen to this. I think there's also a fair argument here, and people are making it, in that if you have a police force that's largely unvaccinated, their duty is they're sworn to serve and protect. And if they're out there answering calls and interfacing with the public, maybe people who are immunocompromised, are they really serving and protecting?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, they're passing, there's that argument.
Next time I need a defense attorney, I'm hiring you. This isn't, though, localized to Chicago, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to talk about this story. We'll broaden it out. Chicago, Seattle, Baltimore, Lynchburg, Virginia, Harrisonburg, Virginia, Durham, North Carolina. The Massachusetts State Police had a big issue with that. The city of Los Angeles. You can only imagine over the coming weeks and months, we're going to see this convergence of rising crime in big democratically run cities and vaccine mandates converging in a way that does not seem very good.
Well, I think that the courts will intervene before that happens, frankly. I really do. I think that the FOP has already brought this up for tomorrow, and the courts are going to have to make a decision. You can't have 50% of your police force not show up in Chicago this weekend. But look, Leland, let's talk about what this is and what it's not. This is a health issue. COVID is the #1 cause of death for police officers on duty across America right now. It is a health issue.
That counts, though. It's the #1 cause of death among police officers, not necessarily knowing whether or not they caught COVID on duty, right?
But they're attributing it to on-duty deaths, and they're collecting benefits as such. So call it what you will. It is taking the lives of police officers, and it's certainly a safety issue. But I think it's turned into a political issue, and I think that's an important part of it, too. The mayor and the police union don't agree with anything, and they could have come to a solution today, but he's urging his membership not even to answer the question.
No, they're definitely trying to create this inflection point. So we stand by for Friday, all of us here in Chicago. Wonder what the lines will be like at Midway and O'Hare if people are trying to leave town. Anna, thank you. Good to see you.
Of course.